Great stuff. Okay, hello, welcome. I know we've done a little intro already between us, but for the purpose of the recording, just want to say hello. And today's training, what I'm going to do is break down the system has worked so well for the last few years on how to build a successful nutrition, 21-day nutrition business using a 7-step process that I'm going to run through with you. This is week 1 out of 4. And I'm going to dive into the detail of what has worked for me, what has worked for some other leaders that are on this call as well, that have also had input into this system. We know it works because I've had 304 people, and I know actually in the chat, Rob, Fatima, Roz, etc. If you know your numbers, or Rika, pop your details on there, how well it's worked for you. But you know it works. I've had 304 people. I haven't spent £1 on online marketing to make that happen. It's all been done organically following this system and creating this system. So make as many notes as you can. Remember, you'll have access to the recording as well. And we're going to break down the system. But before I break it into details, I want to give you a quick overview of the system. All right. So, yeah, I feel better if I've got a pen in my hand. Don't know why. 7-step process. 7-step process I'm going to take you through over the next 4 weeks. Step 1 is, and what we're going to cover today, is about launching your business, giving you tips and ideas on how to make that work. And some of this is super easy and it's not going to cost you a penny to do. Okay. Once we do that, step 2 is how to deal with inquiries. I'm going to cover that today, all being well too. Okay. There's a step-by-step process that I'm going to take you through for how to deal with inquiries once people start asking you for more information. Okay. Once we've done that, step 3, which we'll do next time, is getting customers started on the program. How to get them up and running, how to start them. Many of you have either just experienced this or about to, because you've already started your own 21-day program, which involves that whole tracking system. I'm going to talk you through that from a teaching perspective rather than you going through it as a customer or client. Okay. Then step 4 is about how to support people through their 21-day program. Whether that's you're taking clients through it one-to-one, or whether you prefer to take groups of people through it, there's things you can do to make sure they're feeling really well supported and connected. Once you've done that, we're going to move on to step 5. Really important, the results appointment. There's a lot to go through on this one. There's a real art to doing results appointments with people to help educate them and to help inspire them to kick on from there. And that's the next step. Step 6 is about how to communicate what's next and how they can kick on with their health once they've done their 21 days, which I've literally the last week or so just started to call a kick on program. Starting to use that with clients as well. They've kick-started. And once they've kick-started, it's time to kick on. And then number 7, the golden ticket, is testimonials. And having that systemized in your business of collecting both written, but also video testimonials and interviews with people who have been through the program. And I can honestly say that is the number 1 thing that has helped my business grow without spending a single pound on marketing. It's testimonials and referrals. People become walking adverts. People are feeling great. People are noticing they're looking and feeling great. And that will bring in people who then want to inquire, and then you go through the system with them. Okay? So that's the overview. Are you ready to dive into the first section? Just give you a real life thumbs up if you're good. Okay? In fact, very quickly, is there any questions about that so far? Because I do want this to be a little bit interactive if you want to. We haven't got loads of time, but a little bit.
Can you just move it over a little bit?
That way.
Spot on, yeah.
Thanks, Kate. That was an easy one to answer, to solve. Any other questions? Just pop your hand up and then I know if anybody has. All right, let's move on. You might have questions after the first section. I'm going to have to move this back a little bit as well, aren't I? Launching your business. I am going to run through 10 steps for launching your business. Okay, now I know some of you have already launched and you might be going, oh, well, I wish I'd have just done that a little bit sooner. apologies. But if you're in that early stage, there's some things here. Even if you're not in the early stages, you're gonna pick up some ideas from this too. Okay. So 10 things. Number 1. You're getting started. You may be going through your own program. Okay. First thing is, who can you ask? Clients or contacts, if they want to be part of a very unique group of 4 people to trying your new 21-day nutrition program. Now you want to be asking this question. Why? Because we know in the world there are a percentage of people who are what they called early adopters. Some of you might be those people. When the new iPhone comes out, are you the one that goes and buys the iPhone, or the new Samsung, whatever it is you've got, that comes out? Are you the person who's like, I've got to have that first. I really want to have that first. Or something's just come to market and you're like, oh, I'm going to jump all over that. If you are, there's what's called an early adopter. Now, there will be people who are early adopters, and they would jump at the chance of trialing or being one of the first 4 people that want to join your new nutrition program that you've launched. Yeah. Now, you might find that's easy to do just by telling people, I'm looking for the first 4 people who are going to do this with me. Or some other options, if it's helpful, is you think about giving a discount to those first 4 people. Do you know what? I'm going to knock £17 off it. I mean, I normally charge 220, but you want to make sure you cover the cost of the program, which is 203 on 3 of them, when you're doing the buy 4-pack offer, which I'll explain at some point. So you might say, well, I'm going to give a discount to the first 4 people. Or another way of looking at it is you're going to offer more value to the people who are doing the first 4 people. So what could you give more value? How could you give more value? Maybe you say, for the first 4 people, I'm going to do one-to-one support with them, because after that, you're going to do groups. Maybe you're going to do an extra 10-minute call every week to support these first few people. Whatever you can give more to help you, if you need to, find those first 4 people to join you in the early stages. Okay? That's step number 1 for launching your business. Find those first 4 people whilst you're doing the program, or even if that's after you've done the program, you might just say, right, I want to find those first 4 people now that are going to help me with the launching of it. And you're going to ask for a testimonial for giving that extra value or that discount. You're going to say, look, on the back of this, would you give me a testimonial? Number 2, with launching your business, create curiosity. Create curiosity. And if you're in this early stage and you haven't launched yet, you can start saying now, watch this space, ... coming soon. Game-changing nutrition program coming soon. It could be, or what's something I put here is game changer, game-changing new program for those that fill the gap. Game-changing nutrition program for those that want to get rid of bloating, for those that want more energy, for those that want to see some inch loss and weight loss, for those that want to take control of their gut health. I don't know, whatever it is that you want to say. And it might be that you've just got 7 posts for saying game-changing nutrition program for those that, and each day you post that with a different thing that it could be a benefit. And suddenly you've got 7 posts for the week. But you're creating curiosity, you're creating interest. People will be watching out. They'll want to know when you don't tell them too much. So something to consider there is how you start teasing people for the first few weeks. Step 3, kickstart your nutrition. So then, step 3, you start telling people a bit more about your program that's being launched. I'm super excited, ... New nutrition program launched, what it's going to do. You want to tell them what it's going to do. What are the benefits that people experience? And don't just hit them with all the benefits in one go, because that's just one post and it's done. Save 2 or 3 benefits for each post. So you've got 4 or 5 posts going on over a week. When you're saying it's arrived, there's another one. It's arrived, exclamation mark. Life-changing nutrition program. And I know I'm being quite bold when I say that, but I've seen the way it's changed so many lives over the last few years. I really have. There we go. So you're then starting to post about you're excited, it's here, it's arrived, I'm excited. Start doing some posts there on your social media. Number 4, you really want to be creating at the same time as you're about, well, maybe even before you've done these posts about your launch, you actually want to make sure you've created your Facebook page and your support group. There's lots of ways you can do with support groups. I'm just going to tell you to start with, just focus on 2 because I don't want you to get overwhelmed with running multiple groups and pages and then not know what to do where. So keep it really simple. So you're creating a Facebook page, business page first for free. Now I call mine, I'll actually change the name of it now, but mine's 21 Day Purify with John Burgess. Actually, I've got my surname on there as well. If I was starting it now, I'd call it 21 Day Nutrition Kickstart with John Burgess. Because I want it to say what it does on the tin. And I want my name to be on it as well. So when people search it, they can search on Facebook, they can find me. Or even through Google, because get enough going on in your Facebook page and Google will start showing your Facebook page as well. So that's why I've done it. I call it 21 Day Nutrition Kickstart, because it's all about nutrition and it is a kickstart to their health. There's a lot of people out there that are looking for something to kickstart their nutrition, to get them in the right habits, the right mode, the right zone, whatever you want to use. So that's why I call it that. You can call it whatever you want. It's your business, but I have no problem if you say, I'm going to call it 21 Day Nutrition Kickstart with Julian, Dominique, or 21 Day Kickstart with Sinead Pelly. Nutrition Kickstart, should I say. And no problem. Because it's all going to be unique because your full name's on there anyway. Okay? But if you want to do your own, you've come up with something better or different that you think, that's fine too. Okay? It's your business. Now, once you've set up your business page, and if anybody's watching this and they need help to do that, then speak to the person, your sponsor, or if your sponsor's me, speak to me. We can help you get set up with that. Some of you may have done that multiple times with your other business as well, which is fine. The other thing you want to do right now, if you haven't already done it, is you want to set up a support group to support the people that you're going to be taking through the program. Okay? Now, the reason I'm saying do it right now is if you've just started your own 21 days, you've just started your business, then this allows you to go in and start putting content in there. And to make it simple, all you do is you take pictures and photo of your meals and your snacks. And you start populating your own support group, even if there's no one else in there. Because at least there's content in there when people do join it. And they can scroll through and get some inspiration and some recipes as well. Okay? Now I call mine 21, what do I call mine now? 21 Day Nutrition Kickstart with John. 21 Day Nutrition Kickstart with John. And that's my Facebook group. Okay? And then you can also invite me or your sponsor into there so we can help with the interaction in there as well. And I know there's sometimes, you know, as a team, everybody helps each other a bit and is in each other's groups, etc. What's great about a support group is it will save you time in the future because you encourage people to ask questions in the group. And once you've had more people go through the program, they'll start answering some of the questions for you whilst you're busy doing something else. So real time saver on that. And then I'm going to go to the fifth thing now, and then I'll stop to see if there's any questions on what I've shared so far. Number 5, set up pinned posts on your business page and on your group. Okay. And so if you arrive to my Facebook business page, there's a video of me at the top saying hello, welcome to my business page, telling them what it's about. And it's about 1 minute long, telling them what it's about, and then saying to people, if you want more information about how this can help you, or go and have a search, go and have a look through some of the posts, go and see some information about microbiome, watch some of the testimonials. And then if you want more information, then just send me a message, hit the send message button, get in contact with me. We can arrange a free 10-minute discovery call with you to find out how I can help. So there's a call to action at the end of that video telling them what I want them to do if they want more information. Keep it short, keep it sweet and to the point, and then just because they're meeting you. People buy into people. It's your personality, you know, what you're about. When they see that, they already start to warm to you. And that makes it easier for them to reach out and get in contact with you. So if you haven't done much video work, get over yourself, be brave, be courageous, do that, get it on there. And then you also want to do something similar for your Facebook support group. So that when people have joined the program and then you invite them to your support group, by the way, the support group is private group or a secret group, because that support group is extra value that you're giving to people who do the program. Yeah, it's not free. They're paying for that group, that support group. Well, they're not, but you're adding more value by making it secret or private. And so what you're going to do in there is, again, have a pinned post of a video of you welcoming people to the group, saying congratulations for getting started on your program. Here's how to use the group. Ask your questions in here. Scroll through for recipes. Reach out to me personally if you've got a more personal question you don't want to ask in this group. Just being really clear about how you want people to use that group. Okay? And if you don't know how to pin a post, speak to your sponsor or speak to me. It'd be really easy. You just have to click a button or two, and then you basically have it pinned so it always stays at the top of the group or always stays at the top of your business page. Okay? Right. The other thing that you can do, you can have more than one pinned post. So on your business page, what you could have is your welcome video saying, welcome to my page, blah, 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 and then a second pinned post of your own testimonial on the program when you've done it. When you've done your own 21-day program, get your sponsor to interview you. And you want to keep that testimonial video, 5 minutes would be fantastic, but certainly really no longer than 7. Keep it. And you're telling your story about what your life was like for you before the program, how you feel now, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to teach you how to do the testimonial anyway, later on in the program, in the course. But you would then pin your story, your testimonial, as a second pinned post. So people can be inspired by your real, authentic story. Okay. Any questions, feel free to type them away in the chat or put your hand up and we can do some unmuting if you prefer. And any questions on what I've shared so far? Yes, Fatima, do you want to unmute?
Well, John, I've pinned one post years ago and I don't know how to get rid of it. And I want to learn how to pin a post. I don't know how to pin a post.
Okay, send me a message after this and I'll help you do that, Fatima.
Thank you.
Yeah. No problem, no problem. Yes, Rob.
Yeah, it's not a question, but just to embellish what you said about creating your own Facebook pages. If you haven't got any content, you can borrow the rest of ours. So everyone else that's already created one, feel free to either share testimonials or share links to any information on microbiome. You don't have to reinvent the wheel and come up with your own stuff. Feel free to borrow what we've already done.
Brilliant, Rob. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, you what you want to, Rob and Ulrika and Fatima, they're great at finding articles on microbiome in different places, and Raz. And so what you can do is, if you like these guys' pages, and they're all in this new WhatsApp group I've created, you might see something they've posted. It doesn't mean you have to share their whole post. You can just take away the link to the article they've shared that's of interest around microbiome, and then you share it on your page to add, you know, education and information. Brilliant.
John, Steve has a question.
Yeah, brilliant.
Steve
Steve says, I have a business page already. Would you suggest utilizing that or setting up a standalone page? Definitely set up a standalone page, Steve, for your 21-day nutrition program. Because otherwise the noise gets a little bit confusing and people go, well, should I do your group training or should I do your 21-day? And then you get to choose where you direct people based on what they're interested in. And you can always do some crossover posts on both of those. Like you can, you know, occasionally promote your group workouts in your 21-day program and your 21-day program in your group workouts, but it just keeps it clean and easy for you to organize. So great question. Yeah. And anybody else before I move on to the next 5 steps? All good in the hood? Oh, yes, Ken. It's like a last second bidder there.
Sorry, yeah, I just popped into my head. Just quickly, how often would you suggest you post as well in your groups?
In your groups?
Yeah, so if you've set up your 21-day program group, rather not the support one, the other one.
Oh, the business page.
Yeah, how often would you recommend that you post in those?
Well, I mean, if you can, daily would be fantastic. But I understand and appreciate that people might have other businesses and that might be a bit too much, and certainly 3 times a week. But I'm in a system of, if I see a good article that someone else has shared, then I'll post it straight away. When I've done a testimonial, that always goes in. So I just know I have a system. When I see stuff, that goes in, that goes in. But yeah, if you do 3 times a week, great. What I'd also do, and I consider this is how I've grown it a lot myself, is I do post stuff on my personal profile. I post testimonials on my personal profile. Now, you just got to be mindful and careful. Now, you don't want to post pictures of a product on your personal profile going, I love this protein. It's the best protein I've ever taken. Contact me for more information. That is going to annoy a lot of your friends and family. And that's how not to do it, because there's a lot of that happening with other companies and other products. People don't go on social media to purposely be sold to. They go to be nosy and curious. Now, sharing testimonials on your personal profile is a story. It's real life. People are curious, particularly if it's a friend of theirs that you've tagged in that's doing the testimonial. And they start going, oh gosh, I've never seen my friend on a video interview. I'm going to watch that. And they don't feel they're being sold to, because at no point you're going, buy this from me, please. They're just sharing their real life story. And at the end, you say, if you want any information, if you're mildly interested in finding out how this can help you, drop me a message. That's it. Now, if you are posting on your personal profile, you want to make sure that you're posting other personal stuff as well that isn't selling, that isn't anything to do with this. It's a picture of your dog. It's a picture of you, your family, the beautiful sunset or sunrise. I don't know, or just normal stuff. And then you drop in every now and then the testimonial that you've just done with somebody. Okay. Or you drop in every now and then a post about the program that you're going through. Say, and don't take pictures of products. Don't go, I'm on my 21-day program. Here's my new green drink. Isn't it lovely? Yeah, Kate's laughing because she doesn't like the green drink so much. And so just take pictures of your meals. Take pictures, I'm on my nutrition kickstart. I'm focusing on my gut microbiome. People are hearing that word. So you're just dropping in information that is people are interested in, and they're not being sold to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Good. Oh, sorry, that was a long way. I probably went down a different rabbit hole after that question, Ken. I forgot you'd asked the question then. I went on one, sorry. Okay. Moving on, yes? Next 5 steps. So number 6, probably started to cover some of this already. Post meals, snacks, and recipes in your support group. Lots of photos. I've already mentioned it. I'm ahead of the game. Number 7, you want to start spreading the word about your new program. And I say your new program because I just want to use that to remind myself to say, you are the brand. You're not saying Synergy's 21-day gut program. You're saying your 21-day nutrition kickstart program. People aren't interested in the other brands to begin with. They might become interested in the company once they're taking the products and once they see the labeling. I want to find out more. You might want to educate them in your support group about the quality and the testing and everything they do. But you don't want to be, shouting about it. You're the brand. Anyway, start spreading the word so that your clients, your contacts, your friends and family are aware that you have a program and that you're helping people. So what you want to be doing as soon as you've set up your business page and you've got those pin post videos in, is you want to start texting and messaging and emailing your contacts. Not to ask them to buy from you. What you're doing is you're asking for their help. I wonder if you could help me. I've just set up my new nutrition program and I've just set up a new Facebook page for it. Would you be happy to go in and like it? Would you be happy to share it with some people that you know? You're just asking for people's help. And your friends and your family should help you. I'm sure they will. Some of your clients, because they're your raving fans, they'll help you. And what they're going to do is when they go to that page to like it, because everybody's curious, they're going to go and have a little nose. They're going to listen to your video testimonial. They're going to read some interesting articles on microbiome and go, oh, I've heard about that quite a bit recently. I didn't realize your nutrition program focuses on the microbiome. And then, yeah, Rob, I'm going to come to you in a minute. I've got the chat box almost over your face. I just saw your hand to the side, so that was handy. And then you're going to ask them to like, maybe even share your Facebook business page, the Facebook business page that you've set up. Yeah, go, Rob. What was the...
Could you just bring the diagram a bit close to the screen? It's a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if that's the same for everybody, but that's a bit better.
I'll move it back again when we get to the bottom half.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thanks, Rob. So the other thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to be offering people a 10-minute discovery call for those wanting more information. Okay, so make sure that you've got that as in your pinned post, either in your video or as a written post, that this is where, because this is all the time, all your inquiries, you want to be moving into a 10-minute discovery call with you. And I'm going to talk you through exactly how to do that. Okay, this, I've written here, big opportunity. This is such a big opportunity for you when you are setting up and launching your program. Like literally, honestly, message as many people as you know to tell them about your page, tell them about your nutrition program and ask them to like it. It's so soft. It's so easy. There's no pressure. You're just raising awareness. And it's such a big opportunity when you launch to be able to do that. Okay. Number 8, I'm looking at, yeah, you can just about see number 8 there. Number 8 is you want to be sharing your own 21-day journey on your own journey on your personal page, as I mentioned earlier, and your business page with photos and posts. And if you're brave enough, because it will work really well if you are, some Facebook Lives. Telling them what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're excited about it, but not talking about the products, not selling to people at this stage. You're just raising awareness and curiosity and interest. It's such a good time to be doing that when you're doing your own program. And I've got here in red a bit further down, do not sell. Do not sell. I want you to be hunted down, not you to be hunting other people down. And I can honestly say, doing it this way for me, I've had people hunting me down regularly to do my program. And lots of repeat business from people doing the program and obviously and maintenance programs as well on the back of it. Okay, there we go. Back down a little bit more.
John, Tracy has got her hand up.
Oh, thank you,
Tracy.
Fatima. Yes. Oh no, it's still on for earlier. Yeah. You're all good. She's all good. Thank you. Thank you, Fatima. Right, number 9. Number 9 out of 10. Dealing with inquiries. I'm going to break down now for you how to deal with the inquiries. So those 15 minutes, sometimes mine are as well, 10 to 15 minute discovery calls. So when people are asking for more information, you're going to get them onto a discovery call. So let me break that down. If we've got time after that, I'll run through quickly tracking your business because you want to be doing that from the start as well. So there is a 6-step system for dealing with inquiries. So when people go to your Facebook business page, or they've seen something that you've posted about it and they start asking for more information, usually that means they'll send you a message, usually on Messenger, but it might be in another source. And those people then, what your goal is to take them from online to offline. So those interactions online, you want to get them offline as quickly as possible. I made the mistake many times at the beginning when someone sent me a message asking for more information. I'd send them a message back, what information would you like? Then they'd send me a message back and tell me, and then I would send them something, and then they'd drop off the face of the earth, and then I'd go, did you read it? If I remembered. And then I didn't hear anything. And then suddenly a week later, they might randomly post again, oh my word, it was a right mess. And people would drop off the face of the earth because they're online and then they're doing something else, they're cooking their dinner, or someone said something, they're onto a different conversation. I made that mistake too many times. I don't make that mistake now. As soon as I get someone asking, can you give me some more information? Send them a message back straight away and say, it's great to hear from you. Do you know what? It's quicker and easier. It's quicker and easier for me to explain how it works and how it can help you on a quick 10 to 15 minute phone chat. When's a good time? I'll repeat that again in some kind of similar fashion. It's great to hear from you. It's quicker and easier for me to explain how it works and how it can help, or how it can help, over a quick chat on the phone. When's a good time for you? It's very rarely I get people not on a call doing that, because everybody likes to do what's quicker and easier. They want to save time. They want the easiest route. Occasionally I'll have people, and then I start pointing them in front of testimonials, video testimonials, and say, what are you interested in improving about your health? And then I find a relevant video testimonial to send to them. Again, you can use mine, you can use the team's testimonials that are relevant. So you just need to ask. Okay, so then they're on the call. You ring them when you say you're going to ring them, because we all do that. And then you're going to go through this step-by-step process with them. And I would recommend you have this written down on a piece of paper somewhere, or print it out, and you have it somewhere where when you're on the phone for the first 5 or 10 calls, you can cast your eyes over these steps and make sure you follow the pattern. It's so important. You're going to have your own personality. You're going to be you, but you're just going to have a process and a system of how to take them through it. Okay, ready? Step 1 of this inquiry call. You're going to say, hello. You're going to just, as you would, clearly, a bit of rapport building, maybe asking, how did you hear about the program? How did you hear about the program? Oh, I saw your new Facebook page and I liked it. Or one of my friends has just done it. Oh, who's your friend? I would then ask, that's just done it. Oh yeah, she had great results, didn't she? It was fantastic to help her. Yeah, she's looking fab, or she's, just great to hear how her sleep's improved, because it's already on the testimonial, so you're allowed to say it without confidentiality because the testimonial's live. And because straight away you're building up a connection when you've got a mutual contact, someone you both know, and you reinforcing the fact that the program's helped them. Okay? So you want to keep that to really 1 minute. You don't want to be diving in and chatting about everybody's life story in that point. It's just short and sweet to the point. And then this first 5 minutes or so, this call is all about asking questions. There is a wonderful saying that I love, which is an old saying: seek first to understand and then be understood. The more questions you can ask and find out about them, the better you're going to be able to communicate what you need to communicate to them. So once I've heard about how they heard, I found out how they heard about the program, then straight away I'm asking, so what's the main reason that you're interested in doing the program? What's your main reason for being interested in the program? Because you want to just cut to the main point. What's their big motivator? What's their main reason? Then, once they've told you that, you can ask, are there any other reasons you're interested? Any other things you'd like to improve about your health? These open questions. What other reasons are important to you? Get them talking about themselves. Get them talking about their challenges, their struggles. And for those people, there's some people tell you a whole life story, and we've obviously got to try and tighten all of that up and keep it on point. But there's some people that don't really say that much, and you want to pull more from them. So they say, oh, I just want to get better sleep. But why is that important to you? Tell me more about your sleep. Get them to tell you more about that challenge. Oh, I get a bit of bloating. Tell me more about your bloating and your digestive health. They might start telling you to get acid reflux as well, or they might start telling you that they're just carrying too much weight around the middle, and you start to find out what's really important for them. Okay, so question for that first 5 minutes or so. Get them talking about themselves. That is step one. Okay. Step two, the next thing, as soon as they've shared all their stuff, step two is you want to reassure them of the program and the benefits the program brings, with confidence, with conviction. This is easier to do when you've had more people go through the program. But until you've had more people go through the program, watch as many video interviews that me, Rob, Fatima, Roz, or Rika have done, so that you can be super confident that this program is going to help people, because you're going to hear so many different stories by doing that. You're going to end up on a call with someone and you're going to say, oh yeah, I know someone who used to struggle with their joint pain. And I know a number of people where they've really done through the program and their pain's significantly reduced. In fact, some of them have been off painkillers since they've done this program. You're just telling the real life true stories of other people that you've seen on the video testimonials until you have your own. When you've got your own, wow, you'll be up and running and loving it. So number step two is reassure people that the program helps people like them. Okay. Step three, you want to start telling them what the program involves. They might actually start asking this. They might go straight down and say, oh, so how much is the program? I want to know how much it is. Or they might say, so tell me, how does the program work? Great. If they're asking, tell me how the program works, great. You're keeping them on, they're keeping on track with the process you want to go through. If they ask for the price now, you want to say, well, let me tell you what's involved with the program to see whether it's for you. Because what's the point in going into price if they think that this program isn't the right thing for them right now, or whether it is? Only when they know it is it worth going through the price. You with me? So step three is what the program involves. And at this point, and I know some of you might be detailers and you love detail, but you don't want to be diving in and telling them every little detail about this program. Because for those people on the call that aren't detailers, you're going to lose them. And you'll actually put some of them off because they'll get confused. There are some people who just want to know the very basics, the very essentials that they need to know. And that's all you're going to tell them. The people who want more detail will ask you for more detail. And of course, answer their questions with the detail if you have those answers. If you don't have those answers, say you'll go and find out that information for them and get back to them. Simple as. Okay. So what do I say when I go through this step three? So the program involves, what it involves is it's a healthy eating, clean eating, nutrition program. Alongside that, there's some supporting supplements that help your energy, they help your circulation, and they work on your gut health. Literally keep it as simple as that. They'll ask, They might ask at that point, what are the supplements? And of course, you might want to say to them, well, these are the 5 supplements, but don't dive into the detail of each of those supplements. And then unless they ask, so what does that supplement do? I mean, when I talk about the supplements, I just literally say it's magnesium, it's really great for sleep, energy levels, relaxing the muscles, hormones. If someone said at the beginning their hormones, hormonally they don't feel very well balanced, they've got lots of symptoms, I'll only say the benefits I know that apply to the things that they're struggling with, because that's all they're interested in. Even if their benefits are loads of others, always make it relatable to what they're talking about, which is why we need to do all that seeking and asking at the beginning. You with me? So I say, it's a healthy eating program, nutrition program. Where, I do say where you avoid a few things. So you cut out things like the usual suspects, like it's probably no surprise, alcohol, sugar, tea and coffee, and breads and cereals and pastas that bloat some people out and things like that. Now, you might have noticed I didn't mention the dairy, but I just want to keep it all really light-hearted, like just a real overview, rather than diving deep. So, you eliminate some certain things. You can have lots of things. You can have meat, fish, beans, pulses, eggs, fruit, vegetables. Can you see that took me like 10 seconds to say that bit? I'm keeping it all very quite, fluid. So they're like, all right, okay, they're probably expecting something like that. It's no surprise to them. And that's what the program involves. Okay. So then they go, well, how much is it then? If they haven't asked already, they're asking now, or they might have asked earlier, how much is it then? When they ask how much is it, and so occasionally I've had people who haven't asked the price, and I still go through this process. Shall I tell you what you get and how much it is? And they're like, yeah, tell me that. So this is step 4. Step 4 is always tell them the value before you tell them the price. For example, you tell them what they get first. Because only once they know what they get can they see whether the price is worth it or not. So this is where it's important to really keep to this system. I can't emphasize that enough. So they say, oh, how much is it? I say, well, let me tell you what you get first. You get 2 support sessions with me. Now, these can be one-to-one if you want them to be, or they can be group sessions if you want them to be, depending on how you're running your business. I've done a whole recorded video training on how to build your business running group nutrition programs. So you can go and watch that on how to do 21-day group sessions. But for many years, I just did one-to-one with people with this program. So if you're doing one-to-one, say you get 2 one-to-one appointments with me. Say that if that's what you're going to give them, because that's huge value. Or if you keep it flexible like I'm doing now, you get 2 support sessions with me. First one is to get you set up and started. We're going to track your progress through this. So I go through a number of health questions. We do some measurements with you. I talk you through the nutrition side and give you some meal ideas. And I talk you through the supplements and what to take when. Then you get the second support session, which comes at the end, that keeps you accountable to the program. Because left to your own devices, most people, fall off the wayside. So you get your accountability there, get your results appointment. We do all the health track questions again and see the difference it's made and celebrate your results. I always say that. We celebrate your results on results day. And we also talk about how you can kick on from there once you've done the program, how you can move forwards from that place. It's amazing how many people already ask at this point what happens after the program. So you can say you have a kick-on program. As well as those 2 sessions, you get a Facebook support group with people like you going through the program at the same time as you, or have been through it before you, and they help and support each other if you've got questions. And I keep an eye on that. And there's lots of great recipe and snack ideas and inspiring ideas you can get from that. They're like, that's ticked the box for them because they were wondering what kind of meals to eat. Third thing you get is you get direct messaging support with me. I always say this. I say use the Facebook group if you've got questions, but if you've got a more personal question that you don't want to ask in the group, you can message me directly. You've got access to me. I'm here to support you all the way through. I genuinely want to offer really great value and support to people. I don't say that bit, but I'm saying that to you guys. Right. And this is the next bit. So direct messaging support with me, and I always emphasize the and. That's why I've put it in capitals, if you can see it there. And you get the 5 supporting supplements. If they haven't asked what they are, they might ask now. Oh, you've got your magnesium that helps with sleep, energy. You've got your protein, that's great for balancing your blood sugar levels and hair, skin and nails, if they're saying that's whatever's important to them. You've got your Pro-Arginine, that's a nutrition drink that boosts your circulation. The Biomactives that work on supporting your gut health and your digestion and mood and brain function. And you also get your green fiber drink as well that you take that really helps the gut. That's the one that really helps reduce the bloating, things like that. So I've said value, value, value. You get this, you get this, you get the support sessions, the Facebook support group, the direct messaging, and the 5 supporting supplements. This is really, really important. Step 5. As soon as you've said those things here that you're giving value, 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 I then say, and all of that, because it's a lot, is just £220 or whatever it is that you want to charge your program for. And all of that is just £220. And before I stop at that point, I said, I've underlined the word just. Always use the word just 220, because I honestly believe that that is fantastic value for the transformation they get in their health and the support that you give them. Incredible. So I say all of that is just £220, and then I go swiftly into how to get started, step 6. So I go, all of that is just £220, and to get started, it's as easy as. Tell people how easy it is to get started. Because if they don't know what the process is, they're more fearful of moving forwards. If they know what the next step is, it's much more easier for them to step forwards. It's not scary. So on all of that, it's just £200, and to get started, it's as easy as booking your first appointment. These are the exact words I use. And paying for the program. And what I do is paying a 50% deposit so I can reserve a kit for you or order a kit in for you. That's what I do. I ask 50% up front. That's enough for me to go, I'm going to go and order it. Stick it on my credit card or buy it through my business account. And I know they're committed. Very rare that I've had someone pull out at that point. Really rare. Or you might ask for the whole payment up front if you prefer to do that, and that's absolutely fine. And that's it. At that point, believe it or not, I go quiet. At that point, I say nothing, and I let them talk next, and they'll either have questions. Right, so when's your next appointment is a common thing that people ask me. When's your next space to get started? How do I pay you? I just give you my bank details, just transfer the money online. I'll send that across to you straight away in a message, and then I'll get them booked in for the first appointment. And that happens a lot of the time going through this process. Occasionally, you'll get more questions, and the common 2 will be, number 1, the biggest fear people have, the most common objection people have is whether they think they're going to stick to it. Not sure I can do it. Okay, and if I can get that, if they're open enough to tell me that, this is what I tell them. And I'll say and it's the absolute truth. The most common thing people say to me before they do the program is, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to stick to it. Can I do it? Guess what the most common thing is that people say at the end of the program? It was easier than they thought it was going to be. And that's what I communicate to them. And that usually puts their mind at ease. Then the other objection, and not so common, but does happen occasionally, is I'd love to do it, but you know what? I'm really struggling money-wise for this. And I'll say, I understand that, and I hear that, and first of all, I don't want to just kind of get into a battle with them straight away. It's just appreciate and understand where they're at. And then I say, just let me tell you something about the program is in week 2, you won't be needing to buy breakfast and lunch because the shakes will be part of the program. So you're going to save yourself quite a bit of money on your meals in week 2. On top of that, you're not going to be having alcohol. Do you have much alcohol? Oh yeah, well I have, you know, a bottle at least every couple of nights or whatever they're saying. Or, oh yeah, do you have much tea and coffee? Oh yeah, I'm always going to the cafe, I buy that. Well, you're probably going to save quite a bit of money on your alcohol, not having alcohol, not having your regular tea and coffee or your sugary snacks. How much do you think that might be a day? Put the ball in their court. How much do you think you spend a day on those things? And they're like, oh yeah, I suppose so. Right, okay. So I can confidently say, and this is the honest truth, half of the program at least will be paid for by what they're not having. And suddenly that 220, I don't know, it's only going to cost them 100 quid when they realize what they're going to save. But you have to paint that picture. You have to spell it out for them and help them to realize that themselves as well. Okay. And sometimes at the end of that, people will go, yeah, I want to, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I really do want to do it. I'd love to do it. Let's go ahead. And some people are I need to think about it. They want to chat to the partner. They want to chat to the friend, of which the friend or partner goes, oh, you don't need to do that sometimes. And, you know, that can always be the tricky thing. But if people do say, I'm going to go and think about it, and they don't tell you why they want to think about it, ask them. Be brave enough, just out of curiosity, not because I want to push them to do something. I just say, so what is it? What's the main thing you want to think about? What's the main thing you want to think about? Just get them to open up and share if they're happy to. See if you can help them. And then if they share that, if that wasn't a problem, would you really be interested in doing the program? Well, yeah, I would. So they just need your help to overcome themselves a little bit and overcome their own roadblocks. And they need your help to do that. And they'll give you permission by telling you what their roadblocks are a little bit. Okay? There's a little bit about objections. That was a little bit on top that it's taken up a bit of time, but any questions, feel free to unmute, put your hand up on the emoji or real life hand up, or type away in the chat box if you prefer. Or I completely bamboozled everybody with all of that. Is that useful? Is that useful? Yeah. Good. Now you can see why I recommend people listen to this 2 or 3 times to just really get to grips with the details of the system.
Yeah, very useful, John. Very useful, even though I've heard you saying this, but you are refining it more and more. And thank you. Really appreciate that.
I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you, Fatima. It's good. I'm pleased. Any other questions? There must be some questions.
John, I was going to ask Sinead here. Sorry, I didn't get to introduce myself earlier. I had to dive off, but hi, everybody. Lovely to meet you all. John, if you could, what would you say if you were to sort of pinpoint it down to one thing was the biggest game changer for you in your business? Do you feel it was the testimonial side of it where people started to see the sort of real results?
Well, it's probably the same thing. It is the testimonials, the #1 golden ticket game changer, because I stumbled across it. I had a guy do my program, I say my program, our program, it's the same program for all of us. He was someone I knew, liked to play football, lived a bit of a lifestyle. You know, he's got a scaffolding business. He did the program and he came back to me at the end of the program. He said, unbelievable. He said, my acid reflux has stopped. I've been on 2 medications for it for years. And even whilst I was on the medication, I was knocking on the door of my doctor regularly. He'd had all the cameras and the tests and everything. And the doctors just kept saying, there's nothing we can do. We've done everything we can do. And he's banging on the desk going, but I'm coughing up blood every morning and I've still got acid reflux and I'm on your 2 medications. He was like at his wit's end. He did the program. He stopped his medication after a week. He didn't even tell me before he did the program he was on acid reflux medication, but he said a week in, he says, I've stopped the medication. I said, what medication were you on? He said, acid reflux. So I was like, oh, phew, you know, omeprazole it was, and another one. I was like, phew, that's not going to kill him. And then he just unbelievable. He says, I'm not coughing up blood. My acid reflux is gone. I feel fantastic. All my bloating's gone. My mood's better. He was over the moon. And in that moment, I said, I've got to capture this story. It's phenomenal. And I got my camera and I put it on selfie mode and I'm holding it like this. And he's there and about half in the picture. And I interviewed him and got him to share his story. And that first video, because we had a lot of mutual friends, had 3,000 organic views on it, and all of his mates who were struggling with the same thing suddenly started sending me messages going, I've got to do this program that Greg's just done. It's incredible. That was the game changer for me. And ever since then, I started to refine how I do my interviews in a more systemized way, having a banner in the back with the word microbiome on it, doing it on Zoom now. It's just refined. And the reason why that works so well is I tag the person with their permission into that post that I do on my personal profile and on my business pages. And of course, their friends see it. And they comment because I encourage them to. They like because I encourage them to that video. And some of them go, oh my word, my friend looks amazing. Oh my word, I didn't realize their story, but that's phenomenal. I know someone like that, or that person, there's something in that story that identifies with them. Then they send me a message and say, tell me about this program, I want more information. That's been the biggest thing. The biggest thing.
Do you find that a lot of people actually don't want to share their story though, because they feel sort of it's private and you know, they don't want to share what their original symptoms were and things like that?
I'm going to cover this in the training when I run through how to do the testimonials, but there's a way of asking people that I found works really well, because people do things for a bigger cause than themselves. And if you ask them in the right way, they'll do it. Not everyone, but a lot more will get over the fear of it because they want to help more people.
Okay.
Would you help me help more people? Your story is so inspiring. You're going to inspire other people to improve their health. Would you be open? Would you do a video testimonial for me, please? It works well for those who want to make a difference or help. So yeah, brilliant question. And I have to say the video testimonial, but the other big game changer is how I deal with the inquiry now on that phone call, because I can't really separate the two because they are both the most essential bits. I hope that's helped to answer your question.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, great.
No worries, Sinead. Great question. Thank you. Any other questions before we sign off? Is everybody still awake?
Yeah.
All right, good, good. We'll put the music back on. We'll have a bit of a gig if not, you know. Yeah, what I hope that you take a lot from that. I hope you integrate that into your business, and I hope it brings you, you know, the opportunities to change a lot of lives, first and foremost. And secondly to that, you get rewarded for it. So, you know, I really want the best for you all. So, you obviously we've got the WhatsApp groups. You can ask questions in there if you've got other questions that spring to mind, or if you just want to say, yeah, it was a great webinar and you really liked it, put that in the groups, because I just want the feedback that it was helpful for you. Or if it wasn't, message me. Maybe not put it in the group, message me directly, tell me what needs to be better. Yeah, I'm going to cover the next steps in the system next Thursday, and those next steps are going to be how to take customers through the program and get them started on the program at the beginning, what to do in that startup appointment, and how to support them through the program, and all being, now it's going to be a bit of a push to do the results appointments as well, but certainly those two next steps, and then we'll do the next three after that. That's only 3 weeks. There's going to be questions. I've got to talk about tracking the business as well, so I'll run through that on one of the sessions. So for those, I'm going to finish the recording now, but for those who want to hang around, ask more questions, chat, I'll be around for another 5 or 10 minutes if people want to hang about. It's always nice to see other human beings. Thank you very much for watching.